Hey, it's me, your girl Cynthia Bailey, and I've been hanging out with your girl, the queen of reality TV, Kamisha Reviews.
All right, guys, welcome back to Kamisha Reviews, the Queen of Reality TV. We are here at the We Review panel. Every review is in the building, and so is Dina, aka Christina, the Receipts Queen. People may show up, but otherwise, we're just gonna start talking about this boring ass episode. Dina does not have a recap, so we're just gonna jump right in. I did take some notes because I had to, as I was drinking and falling asleep at the same time. All
I
right.
can do a recap if you want
Oh
to.
Lord Jesus! You know what, Abby? Go ahead, Mama. Go ahead. It's been a while since you done one. Go ahead. I'm scared, but you got it.
Okay. On this episode of This Show is a Dumpster Fire,
Oh
the
shit.
people decided to meet some more of the people's family. The homeless room and board man brought another female relative who I feel was just glossing over baby girl. So he would stop asking them for money for the bus
I
and
can't.
start asking her. Um Them two dark skinned boys is running through the girls like trains.
Oh
Uh,
Jesus.
they met more family. It was a lot of womp 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 womp. None of it made sense, but I don't understand what happened between Cam and boho braids to where he inevitably told her you can get on. And the
Not
dumpster
Bumble
fire
Bird.
continues next week. That's all we got. That's what happened this week.
Okay, so pretty much that actually is pretty much on point. So I can't even I can't even front. All right, so the notes that I have, I'm literally gonna take my notes. Family Day, Jay's mom and dad and aunt meet Kiara. The men are empowered this week. I know Kiara said auntie doesn't play. That was a brief little moment. Of course, he tells his side of the story about the incident at the getaway. Of course, auntie and the ladies, the mom and them are saying, well, baby, you are wrong, but at the same time, you're wrong too, because you didn't want to communicate when he wanted to communicate. I have to admit, I did agree with auntie what she said there, because she was actually
No,
being no, hold on, wait. Let me say this before you start coming to fire squad. What I'm saying is, in the beginning, when a woman is saying, "Give me space to, let me get through it," whatever, I understand that. But I felt like he was trying the whole time, and hold on, so just came in. Oh, Eric is here. She didn't want to have no kind of communication at all. She just was mad the whole time. And I'm a Cancer. I usually hold grudge for a long ass time. I still hold grudge to this day. But I'm just saying, I get what they're saying. Communicate to get through it. I'm just all I'm saying. Go ahead, Ed, with your now. Go ahead. Hey, Erica.
yeah, no, you gonna have to. I don't care that you're ready to communicate now. I'm not ready to communicate. When I'm ready to communicate with you as the wrong party, then I will let you know when it's time to communicate. Just because you ready to talk about it right now doesn't mean I'm ready. Maybe I'm still counting down from a million because I'm mad. And I don't want to say anything or cause any wounds in word or in deed. And I know I'm at a place where if I go off, I won't be able to pull it back.
Mm-hmm.
So leave me alone. When I say leave me alone until I come and talk to you about it. Because if you keep pressing it because you want to talk about it right now, I'm going to say something to hurt your feelings. And then you're going to be crying in the corner, your bottom lip trembling, like looking at me like, why would you say that? I told you to leave me alone. I wasn't ready to have this conversation.
First of all, wait. Hold on. I got to do something. Hold on.
I'm not saying we're not gonna have the conversation.
Abby, your
right
byline. Queen, if I ain't watching it, I cannot. I'm sorry. I just looked up and seen that shit. Queen. I was trying to listen to you, and I said, wait, what that say? Oh my God. Okay, I'm sorry. I want everybody to see that, because this woman here, but if y'all look at her byline be having T in that mother. Y'all have got to read this thing. It's something different every week. Oh my God. I do agree with what you're saying, Abby. I do understand what you're saying with that. Because like I said, women need to have their space whenever they feel comfortable to talk about it or whatever. All I was saying was, I understand what the mama auntie is saying. I'm not saying I would do it that way. I'm just saying I understand where they're coming from. That's all I'm saying. I'm an angry woman, so I probably been still mad. Dina,
Mm-hmm.
what do you feel the same way as Miss Abby?
What, the Queen of I'm Not Watching It?
No, no, damn. Well, yes. And how did you feel about the fact that, like what Ebby's saying, if she's pissed, leave me alone until I feel like talking to you? Pretty much.
Correct. That is a true statement. I second the motion and I approve that message.
Erica, Erica, you there, baby? Okay, I always for Erica to get together because she was. I'm not sure if she can hear me or not. Now, Hussein meets Rose, and I think his brother and his cousin there. And okay, Rose let it be known that her connection is strong with him, and talks about the baby dad still in jail. And this is pretty much the topic of the entire freaking episode. Now, I mean, okay, I don't know why she didn't reveal that before. She did say in the beginning of the season, I will give her this grace. She said, he is out of my child's life. I'm raising him by myself. She didn't give details that the man was in jail. I'm gonna start with Ebony's. I've never had somebody in jail and then raising the kid. I mean, I had a guy in jail, but he came out. It went like he was gone through the whole entire childhood. So, how did you feel about the Ebony? Is she wrong for keeping it from him, or what do you think?
Like, is he finna get out anytime soon?
From what she sounded like, is no.
Okay, so if I would tell him eventually, um, when we get to that point, I don't even know if I like you well enough for you to meet my kid. So let's just start there. Let alone tell you about his daddy's business just yet. But if that nigga in jail, he just in jail. I don't. He's not my man. I'm not holding him down. We are not in relation. He doesn't do anything with the baby. So I don't understand. What is the upset?
They were all mad apparently. Dina, what you think, baby?
Okay, I'm gonna have to respectfully agree to disagree with Evie, even though she looks absolutely gorgeous today.
She does. She does.
The only reason why I disagree is because I have personal knowledge of a
Mhm.
woman dating a man and he's a kid's father and he was imprisoned and then he got out. She had moved on and he unalived the guy that
Oh
she was
God,
currently dating and himself and was like, if I can't have you, can't nobody have you. So I
Jesus.
think it's a protection issue because there are a lot of men that believe once they dibble and dabble with Miss Kitty that is theirs forever. Y'all got
Mm.
kids, you're mine forever. And it's a mentality thing, but even though you've gone and moved on, once they re-enter the world, they think, oh, sometimes things are going to pick back up where they left off. So I understand from a protection point where I don't know if I want to involve myself in that type of situation. Not saying that she did anything wrong or was
Right.
involved or anything like that, but at the same time, she did mention he already been there 6 or 7 years and there was no information on when he might possibly get out. But me, from a protection standpoint, if I were a male and that were the situation, I definitely would have to bow out gracefully. And just because of this process, now we're in the real world
Mhm.
where I've taken my time to get to know this young lady and I really see a future. We need to have a come to Jesus meeting. We go into the prison and we gonna have a conversation. Only because I'm not trying to be laid up at home, chilling, thinking everything is great, and I wake up and see Jesus. That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works.
That's heavy, Dina. That perspective is actually not see Jesus. When I see Jesus, well, no, but that whole situation right there is a different situation because I mean, in that perspective, I guess it should be revealed because honestly, I just watched the crime show before we got on here. It wasn't an exact story, but it's like some guys who do get out of the prison, I don't care how long they were gone. If they get out the yard and his baby mama with somebody else, he's like, I don't care about that. That's still mine. So yes,
Mhm.
some violent things might actually happen. And he's like, bro, I didn't know you even had a baby daddy in jail. That does look crazy. So
Right. And the story that I told you about
mhm.
happened in Dallas, DeSoto
Mhm.
era back in 2004 or 5. Real life. You can Google it.
Wow. Erica, can you hear me? Erica?
Is
I'm
she
not.
muted?
I don't know what's happening. She no, it's not saying. He would tell me she's muted or not. I don't know what's going
Yeah,
on.
she might need to go out and come back in again.
She's already tried. She's done it like 3 times. Okay, so with that, hearing that thoughts, Abby, do you feel the same exact way? Still hearing what Dina said? You're muted, Abby. Abby, you're muted.
Again, for me, I listen. I'm very honest and upfront. I
Mhm.
would tell him from jump here that this is where his father is. Um, the judge broke us up, or we was already broke up when he went to jail. Or I listen. It is what it is. This is what the situation is. You either deal with it or you don't. Godspeed, because who finna argue with you about a nigga I'm not having no relations with? I don't see that nigga. He don't see me. Like, what are we doing?
Because our son is 17 years old. And he's saying as soon as he hears that, he's like, how can I trust Rose hearing this for the first time? And then Angie shows up.
Like, why would I tell you? It's timing to everything. What you want me to say? Hi, my name is Rose. My baby daddy in jail.
I guess so.
I've known you for 32 seconds. You don't even know my last name for real, sir. What are you talking about?
Probably not. But I'm just telling you what he was
Child.
saying. The baby's 17. He said he can't trust her. Then all of a sudden, Angie shows up and talk about how she has a great co-parenting with her ex, glossing and all these things, look like a shiny new penny, and talking about her big family and her family, his family liked Angie more than Rose, which he was surprised by. Angie was coming through trying to say somebody gonna make me somebody girlfriend out of this whole situation. Somebody gonna do it. So Cisco's sister meets Tay. He starts speaking Spanish to Tay because Tay simply asks a question about his background, his whatever, and he says in Spanish, "Don't do too much. Don't say." I was like, why did he say that to her? I didn't understand that part, and then saying in Spanish, I would have felt some type of way about that myself. Like, why are you speaking Spanish around me? No, I can't understand what you're saying. You trying to hide something? What's happening? Like, I don't know, because she was asking about the stability. That conversation pisses him off. He said, I don't understand why we still have this conversation. At the end of the day,
Because you live in a
at
rooming
the,
house,
what,
nigga.
what I'm saying, at the end of the day, she still has to make sure she's good. So why not she ask those questions? If you ask her that question, she has stability. So why can't she ask the same question? Go ahead, Abby.
Good night, Judy. Um, he said don't do too much because he know um that's his big fish to get back on his feet.
Oh
Tay is
shit.
his, and so he not trying to ruin or let his big fish get away because he got her in just where he want her, so he can manipulate her into taking care of him and thinking that he's actually stable and all that good stuff when we know he's not. So that little sister or whoever that broad was,
Oh,
um, he got her in on it because she tired of him asking her for a bus fare
oh my
to
god.
get around town. So she trying to get that bill off her back. So she gonna say anything to make it cute, so that his big fish don't fly the coop.
She's so sad by me to win. Now I know Dina, this is your favorite character. I mean, I'm sorry, favorite cast on the show. So what you thoughts about him? Because this is Dina's favorite cast, by the way. Yeah, let me stop.
Woo! All right. Hold on. Let me take a sip real quick for.
Okay, go ahead. I know you ready.
Okay, first of
Ooh,
all,
let the cups in the
you
cup.
keep wondering why this keep coming up
Mhm.
because there is no clarity on this stability. Okay? Now, if we want to get all into the things where you're supposed to be a provider. Provider don't always necessarily mean financial. We're talking about safety, security, stability. I'm sorry. I like knowing that when I go home and I put my key in the door, it's always going to turn. I get up every
Mm,
Friday on payday and I pay all my bills, but barely before I put my glasses on because then I know what I got to play with for the rest of the week.
right.
I am done with my bill demand stage. I ain't gonna say I never, because everybody know I done built up a couple folks, and that's okay because that was what was then, and this is what is now. If she's not in her build a bear stage, she's not in her build a bear stage. So that is important to her, and she needs the reassurance that you're gonna get out there, grind, and do what you got to do. But if you're doing it just for her, that's a red flag to me because why are you not getting out there doing it for yourself? Like when I get up every day, besides the fact that if I don't go to work, do my job, other people don't get paid that are within the building,
Mhm.
I'm not getting up here like, oh, I need to go to work today so I can provide for X, Y, and Z. I got a dog to take care of, I got grandbabies, I got bills, and they don't care where the money's gonna come from. So any person that's already out there handling their own do not want to shack up with someone who has no concept of when the rent is due, when the mortgage is due, when the gas, light, electric, car payment, insurance, all that stuff is due. If you, like Abby said, if you're living in a rooming house, you pay your little six, seven, $800,000, whatever you paying, and all the utilities. You don't know what day the utility bill come on. You
Mm.
leaving every light on in the room 24/7. You
Tina,
don't got no
stop.
concept of when what the electricity
Oh my
bill looking
god.
like. Okay, but when you come home and you didn't work hard and you open up your mail and your electric bill is $317 because it's
Mm.
been 115 degrees for 2 months straight, that's a reality check and that you not aware of or don't have no concept of. So I 100% get it because, like the song say, I could do bad by myself.
Period.
If you can't contribute, if you don't understand how finances work, how a household works, all of those things, then sitting there looking pretty, being a trophy husband
Mm.
is nothing for me. Like I don't need that. If that's the case, I can go ahead and pay my bills and go to the club and get Joe Schmo and go to the hotel room. He ain't got to know my last name or where I stay or nothing. But if I'm trying to be in a relationship with you, you got to come more than just your little speedo with your number 56 on it.
Come
Mm.
on.
So the next one is Cam, Sahara, and Angie. Wait, Cam, Sahara, Angie, and Rose. Meeting
Lord
Cam's
have
family.
mercy.
I know it's a lot going on. They first asked a question about how you feel being a firefighter, generic little whatever, whatever. Of course, they give good answers. And of course, they brought up Angie busting the windows out of the car. I feel like Angie was the GOAT this whole episode. I don't care what she would have said. I feel like every family member liked Angie. Like, period. She told y'all if she busted out of the car, it was like, oh, okay, it's okay. It's da-da-da. So now Angie said Rose is ready. And she said that Angie is top, but Sahara is somebody that they felt like he dated somebody in the past like her, right? I don't know. I talked about it before about Sahara. I feel like they really give her opportunity and they kind of put her in that girl that I type of girl. And I think Sahara is more than that. I really do. She just is different than everybody else. And I don't think anything is wrong with that. Now, as far as she being someone like her, his past, that might be why he likes her. Not necessarily saying just because she's similar to what he's dated before, that don't mean a bad thing in my opinion. That's how I feel about that. Abby, what's your thoughts?
Is the show over yet? Like what are we doing? What are we doing? Cause this um pass. Cause I
I
don't
do.
care. I don't care. I don't even care enough to pass.
Dina, I'm struggling too. I ain't gonna lie. Dina.
Well, here's the thing.
Mhm.
Um, of course, this show is for you to do things different than you've done in the past. Because if you was doing it right in the past, you wouldn't be on the show.
True.
However, the heart wants what the heart wants, and it likes what it likes. So sometimes you do bounce back to the familiar. And we all know that the Sahara is a different breed or
She
whatever.
is.
So I I really feel like Sahara's being herself,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I'm not saying that the ladies are purposely or pretending or whatever, but they're giving the textbook answers. They're putting on face. They're, you know what I'm
Mm.
saying? They're working the room like a politician. They're kissing babies and shaking hands and this is that and the third. And so here's just, hey, this is me, this is who I am. And sometimes it works for you, and this is me, this is who I am, and sometimes it don't, especially like when you're trying to impress family. I personally am like, this is what you get, take it or leave it, fuck with it or fuck off. So I feel where's the hair coming from, but I don't know these other ladies personally to say if it's genuine or if they just trying to make it through the show or they just trying to
Mm,
make it through the scenario or whatever. Because a lot of times, like, if you somewhat interested in a person, you'd be like, okay, look, I'm not gonna blow up the ship. I'm gonna go in here and flip my hair and be a little coy and answer the questions properly, and I'm the prime candidate. I'm great, I'm awesome. But is that the real person? And
right.
then when you have two pretenders and one real, then you gonna put the real at the bottom because you like, why she like this, why she loud, why she this, why she that. So, but they went on a little date, and it seemed like he said, "Screw what his family said."
Okay, Erica, can you hear me? Can you talk?
I can hear you now. Can you
Okay,
hear me?
okay, okay. Yes, I can. We can hear you. Okay. What are your thoughts about this particular topic as far as where we at now with Cam and the Sahara and was it Rose and Angie? What were you talking about? Go ahead.
Okay, so what I think is, I do go along with what Dina said in that this he's always found her type. She does give off around the way girl vibes,
Mm-mm.
and maybe that's what he's dated. But I think of all the three women, what it came down to also when he was with Tommy in the vault is she really likes him. The other women, he's like their second. He ain't never been Angie's top. He couldn't even meet their baby daddy. Rose is hooked up with Hussein, and she barely likes Cam. But Sahara, out of all of them, is the one that really likes him, and I think that stands for something. Like it's even you have to have something for the person, of course, but you also need to be that person's number one. And I'm surprised that his family didn't see that. Like the other
Mm,
women aren't that into him, and I'm just shocked, and maybe y'all talked about this when I couldn't hear, but my mind is blown that Angie is like, if you still act up, I'll bust the windows out your car,
right.
but I'm trying to be a
I said that.
therapist.
I look. I did say
But
that. I
she's
was
trying to
like,
be a therapist? You
right.
trying
Look,
to advise other people and you busting out windows?
maybe maybe it's a relief.
Retake that class, boo. Retake that class because I get if you're a bartender, go ahead, bust windows. But a therapist? So
It was
anyway,
Because
it was
but
giving the
not to
family.
do. That's how she a therapist. She could tell you what not to do, which would
Mm.
be to do what she would do.
It was giving the
So
family like tough from the
yeah,
beginning
give them
when she
the
walked
opposite
in.
advice. I don't know.
I feel like it was giving the family like to her when she walked in. Each one of them, it didn't matter what nobody said. And I'm not trying to be funny, not judging the family or anything like that. But I feel like they liked her from the jump. She they didn't care what she would have said. She could have said, "I stabbed my yesterday." They would say, "Oh, it's okay. You're okay. You've healed." I don't think they cared what in the world Angie did, in my opinion. So
Okay, can
exactly.
I
And they
can
came
wait?
with, she's so pretty. She's so pretty. That's the
there we
first
go.
thing they said.
I ain't want to say all that, but yes, that's exactly
I,
what
Can I
was
I
just
was
given.
like,
jump in?
wait a minute, is there some colorism going on right here?
Oh shit, Dina.
Wait, can I just
I
jump in
don't
and
think so. I
piggyback
did.
off of what Erica said? So once upon a time, my daddy always told me, you don't marry who you love, you marry who loves you, right? So I feel like Kim may like the other ladies, but they don't like him back. So at the end of the day, you pick who likes you. You know what I'm saying? Like, screw your type, screw all the outside, interferences. But she likes me and I like her versus the other ladies where he likes them and they're just getting a check or they're just going through the motions or they have other connections or whatever the case may be. I really feel like Erica said, she likes him, so that gives her 1,000 more points than the other ladies.
That's a good point. I get that. And he even took her out on a date, separate date from everybody else with some gift essential oils and a little kissy kiss and all this. And I'm saying to myself, bro, you can't tell me that's not who you feeling. Like everything you guys were saying, Dina and Erica, he's feeling her. So I don't get the problem. Just because your family say, I don't know about her, at the end of the day, you gotta be the one date her. So what does it matter? You take the opinion, of course, but you're the one that's dating the girl. So did y'all see connection, like a real genuine connection when they went that day with Sahara? Ebby, I'm not sure if you care about this part or not. Did you see a connection? I had to ask pre disclaimers. I don't know. Or is it the past?
I did see this part,
Okay.
but I fast forwarded because
Okay, came out Cheeks TV.
listen, I don't know. They might have a connection, child. I don't know. I guess at this point, like this season is so screwed up. We don't care. Like we
Sadly.
legit do not care.
This is
Hey,
true.
Ready to Love. Don't ever do this huge break in the middle of the season shit again. Your show
Mm.
was not strong enough to sustain that.
Ooh.
It's just not. I love y'all. Not really. But
Not complicated
y'all
relationship.
y'all not strong enough to sustain
I'm not gonna lie, I
a
agree with that.
break like this. First of all, the cast is not that. I'm trying to figure out the appropriate word to use. The cast is not that magnetic or personable to the point where you could take a huge break like this and then we come back and we like, oh God, I can't wait to see what happens with the rooming house guy, or I can't wait to see what happened with baby girl, the nurse who is stuck on stupid because she want to be with the man who ain't got no money and his mama don't like him, which is a huge red flag, sister. Why is that not okay? Or we can't wait to see what happens with Sierra and her homegirl
Sahara.
aesthetics. Like we don't care about none of y'all. Honestly, we don't care about none of this shit y'all talking about. Is this the end? Where's the reunion? Are we done yet?
Is there
Where's the
gonna be
next?
one?
Because y'all done fucked this one up.
Oh my god. Wait, first of all, Tina said, wait, hold on. Kirby said, I didn't see his comment before I get to Dina. Sahara is the realest one to show, but he needs to polish her up a little bit. Oh. Tina said these two fools wanted a freak or die, hard toxicity, busting out windows, etc., etc., etc. Good luck with that. Cam is going to, was it FOAFO again? Tina says Rose tried to buy Cam's love with those Burlington shirts and lost in the end. Oh my God. Dina, how'd you feel about this, mama?
Okay, hold on a minute, because I gotta go cuss my neighbors out because they got this
Oh,
loud ass music playing.
okay.
Oh, yes, come
Not cuss them out, Erica.
turn that shit the fuck off.
Not like
It
on
is 10
Friday.
o'clock at night. It
No,
is
no, hold
10
on. Not like house party. I'm gonna call the police. Go ahead, go ahead, Erica. I'm sorry. Your thoughts, mama.
Okay, wait a minute. Go back. So wait, the question is, how do we
Oh,
feel about what? Sorry.
Sahara, the date. That's the last thing that we said. Sahara went on a date with him. Did you see a real connection?
I liked it because I felt like he was giving her a chance. Sorry, he was giving her a chance to come back, even though his family said, you
Right.
know, she's at the bottom, and because I think he feels that they have a connection, and Rose looks good on paper. Angie, I guess, just looks good because she barely likes them, but I guess, she's a freak or whatever from however she answered questions last week. So I think he was really giving her a chance to show the, show her true ride or die flavor. And I think she did. And I think there is a connection there. So I like them because I think that she really has done a lot to even hang on there to be in the show because she hasn't really had a lot of connections, but
At all.
she's had some like random flirtations.
Yes.
And I think people definitely look at her as like, my
The ghetto girl.
homeboy. Yeah, the
No,
ghetto
I
girl.
feel the ghetto girl. I hate that for her. I do.
Yeah,
I
we've
hate
been there, we've done that, back in the day or whatever. But I think she does have a true spirit that's kind of shining through. So I liked the date. I like that he gave her a chance, even though the family was like, no, 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 because he has to know, even though these other women look great on paper, maybe they look whatever, you not they number one. I mean, maybe they would smash you, but one
Damn.
girl won't let you meet the baby daddy. The other girl is ignored you the whole time, the whole weekend, and was shacked up in somebody else's room. Now, I do find it interesting that we find out later that he was in Sahara's room. So now
Girl,
that
we're gonna get
really,
to that. We're gonna get to that
and
too.
I'm very 50-50 on, because there ain't no cameras in the room, which I respect, but I'm like, anybody you in the room with, you getting that little bump in the end of in the night after some drinks. So
Bump, 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 bump. I'm sorry.
I
exactly.
feel a
So
little bump coming through on you.
So I will go. We gonna get to that too. But so he also, oh, not him. I think it was Hussein that took out Rose. I guess the question about her, the ex, and he says, "I wish you would have said something earlier." She got emotional about that. Like, I don't know. She got emotional. Like, y'all tripping about this whole thing with my ex in jail. It's obviously a tough topic for her to talk about for whatever reason. Maybe they had a bad relationship. Maybe he was, domestic. I don't know, but obviously it was a tough topic. Like, she pretty much said she raised him by herself. For a single mom, that's a rough road. The boy's
Wait,
17.
how old is that little boy? How old is her
17,
son?
17, 17 years old.
So what does it matter where his daddy at? That child about to be grown and out her house.
What I'm gonna say is this: I feel like that the week before it was a women's in control, and I felt like y'all were holding on to Rose to hold on to your spot in the house. You knew finale was coming up because y'all was so quick to throw her away because of this without talking through it and all these things. I don't understand. Dina, go ahead.
it
I know you.
seemed so random. Like I I was like, wait, what? Hussein? I'm like, did you maybe got close to smashing all weekend, and now because she wasn't in prison, she ain't got a record. Like, what does this have to do with anything? Because she dated someone who went to prison because she didn't tell you her baby. Wait, excuse me, her grown son almost
Mhm.
about to leave for college or leave for someplace, and his father's in jail. Like, I don't even see why. I mean, you want to know. I don't see why it's that relevant. I don't see why, if you all didn't ask why you haven't met him, where would even it may or may not come up in conversation. Like, I didn't feel like she was being so deceptive, and even if she didn't reveal it, like, yeah, like she's sitting here buying you outfits and stuff and met in this
Oh
shirt to make
wow.
sure you don't look a
Mhm.
fool and you don't look crazy at the thing. And like, I just didn't. I was kind of, my mind was blown because I was like, I thought Hussein really liked her, and for him to be like, nah, that's a no go, and you're not even gonna talk to her about it and say nothing. I
Mm.
I feel like he must have wanted to cut her from before, or
I'm
did
telling you.
Angie do something behind the scenes with him that we don't know about? Because I'm like, I was thrown by this a
I
lot.
was I was talking about this a lot too. Dina, what you thought, Mama?
Yeah, I mean, I was too. Like I said, I prefaced it, earlier when I said what I said about the whole protection and being transparent. But a lot of times people look for any reason, like, okay, I don't want to be like rude and be like, I just don't like you. So I'm gonna find something to nitpick on and rock with that, because in reality it could be a valid reason. It's really not a valid reason, but I'm gonna
Mm-mm.
rock with it because I just don't want to say I'm feeling somebody else, I don't like you as
Yeah,
much,
it's easier.
or whatever.
It's just easier, in my opinion.
Right.
Abby, you think the same? Oh, I mean, how do you think, Abby? I think you just didn't like her. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what it feels like to me. Like, let me find the most nitpickiest thing to point out about her, and that'll be the reason why you know we don't I don't choose her. That's how it felt to me. But who is me?
I
It
mean,
felt like that to me too, but it was still surprising because you were grinning and grinning all up in her face the whole
I
weekend.
mean,
So now what she do? Like, how did she suddenly come out of favor so much that you don't even have the nerve to? Because really, Hussein should have been the one to send her home. And I'm like, you ain't even got to have the
yeah, that was
meeting.
crazy. That was see. So the thing about it, when the guys got together and they all spoke about the family thing, I felt like the men were more focused about Rose not talking about this whole situation. They probably, they talk about a little bit about the risk or whatever, but they were more focused on Rose not saying that her man was in jail, and that's all they talked about. And
But
like you
he's
said,
not
Erica.
her man.
Well, no, I mean, I'm sorry, her ex. But to say, I want to go what Erica said. You thought Hussein would be the one to say, "Hey, let's talk, have a conversation." It was not him. I thought that was so odd. It's like he's chicken out on having that final conversation. I didn't understand that. That was weird to me. Like, you should have been the one. She said to everybody, even all the men say, "Oh, she's closer to Hussein." So why was it that was Cam that did it? It didn't make any sense. Cam took Rose out on the elimination date.
But the reason why Cam did it because he was also a connection, and
I get that. I
he
get
was
that.
looking confused when you go back to the men's deliberation and that came up. He was looking bewildered and confused. Like, hold on, that's one of my connections, and she ain't said nothing to me neither. And again, like Kirby said, when you tell a man that your baby daddy is in prison, that will scare us away. The baby daddy might still have feelings. Going back to what I said before when I
Mhm.
referenced the case or whatever. So, yeah, like he was sitting up here like, wait, you just, not saying it's true, but you putting all us in danger because this man finna get out and act a fool with anybody that was around his baby mama, whether the kid is 7 or 17. But again, the kid is 17. She said he been there 6, 7 years, so he went in when the kid was 10.
Mm. Well, in the conversation that Cam, I believe why they did it because production knew this. Cam took Rose out, and Rose said, "You spent the night with Sahara." Like she's saying, "I don't want to hear it." You know what I'm saying? Like he was gonna say when you was all, hubbied up with Hussein. Like you can't pick and choose and say because she was all messing with Hussein, you spent the night with Sahara. So what's the real tea with that? But yeah, you act like you hide Sahara a little bit, but you spend the night with her that night. I'm like, why are we glossing over that? You gonna just all of a sudden just keep that hidden? That's why I feel like Cam took out Rose that night. Your thoughts, Ebby,
Possibly.
for
That could
production for
be
to
it.
be make this because the show was boring. That brought a little bit of 2 second of some little spice, whatever. That's my
Mhm.
opinion. Because any other
This
I
time,
I
this
thought they had
episode could have
Cam
legit been
take
an
him
email.
out. Go ahead, sorry.
No, you fine. Go ahead. Go
No,
ahead.
I was gonna say I thought they had Cam do it because at the very end, Hussein was like, "I'm done. I don't even care. She's out."
oh yeah, he did
And
say that.
Cam was
Damn.
the one who was like, "Well, she didn't tell me." And Cisco, not saying he been to jail, but he seemed like he could relate.
Oh Jesus
Cisco was the
Christ.
one who went to Rose's defense and was like, "No, shouldn't she at least have a conversation? Like how y'all just throwing her basically to the
Oh
wolves
yeah, he did say
because
that.
her ex went to prison? Like it really didn't make sense." And Cam was the only one who was like, "Well, she was." Smiling in Hussein's face or whatever. So let me go see what's going on. So that's why I feel they chose Cam. However, I still feel it's a wrong choice because at the end of the day, she has made it clear to everyone there. And I felt Hussein also made it clear that they were both each other's number one. So that's why I felt like Hussein at least owed her a conversation before he just cut her loose. Because obviously he wasn't voting for her. But I
Okay,
see why
so
they chose Cam. But I'm
Now,
like, no,
now I'm
Hussein,
gonna say
because
okay,
I got
Erica.
a question.
Hold on. Let me say this real quick before you answer the question. In all previous and Dina, all y'all could count to this, and Erica as well. Previous Ready to Love situations, most of the time the elimination dates is with the strongest connection, right?
Yes.
So to me, to have not have Hussein, that even for him to say I'm done with you, it did make any sense to have Cam do it. Don't really want Cam do it
exactly,
because in fact
exactly.
Cam, they wanted to come out that Cam and Sahara spent the night. I'm
Exactly,
I'm sorry.
exactly. Exactly. That's exactly my point. I'm like, they were the strongest connection. She may or may not have smashed him that weekend, but she was laying up in the bed with him all weekend. And now you can't
Mm-mm.
even tell me to the face that I have to go home. And the thing, and that's what made the dinner so spicy is because
Mm,
she said during the dinner, "You always know where I was with Hussein because I have never faked about that."
right.
And that's what she said with the family. Everybody, she's always been real with Hussein being her number one. So when Cam come in there talking about, "Well, you didn't even tell me this, and you didn't tell me that, you didn't tell me this," she looking at him like, "Well, you are my number two, and I'm one of many with you. So why are you coming with this attitude?" You know what
Go
I'm
ahead.
saying? And
Go
so
ahead.
really when she was upset, that anger was towards Hussein because that's the person who really owed her the conversation,
I
I
agree.
think.
I agree. Abby, what's your question, Mama? And I want Debbie to chime in.
What Hussein was the one who, when baby girl was talking about, oh, she was gonna bust the windows out somebody's car, who got upset and walked away, or was that somebody else?
That was Cam,
Okay.
right? That was Cam, right? I can't really
Yeah, no, it
describe
doesn't make
Hussein.
any.
That was
It
Cam.
doesn't
Yeah,
make
that was
sense.
Cam.
Then that doesn't make sense to me. Then, if that was the case,
Right.
Because clearly Cam has an issue. He kind of a crybaby. Once you done said something that he don't like, he pull a Urkel. I don't have to take this, and you walk off and storm off because you mad
He did
at
do that.
what we said.
Mhm.
So if that wasn't him, I don't know. Then I don't know what the purpose of this was. It ain't got no purpose.
Gina.
And also, Cam
Oh, hold
was
on.
mad because she was in Hussein's face the whole
Yes,
weekend.
he was mad. Yes, he was mad
Rightfully
about that.
so. Rightfully so, because Hussein is the one she really likes. She barely likes you, Cam, but she gonna give you a chance to step up. But now you coming at her crazy because she didn't tell you about who her
Which is
17-year-old
wait,
son's father is or where
which
he
is
is or
why
whatever. And I'm like, the child is 17. So
he
17 years
grown
ago, she hooked
almost.
up with somebody who went to prison.
Which is why I say, which is why I said that he keeps Sahara in the back. Like nobody even knew, except for the cast, that she slept or whatever, like you said, smashed or slept whatever, spent the night in her bed, and she pointed that out immediately. Like I don't know, it was giving messy. Dina, your thoughts about that? Oh, excuse me.
Look,
And I'm not
if
just
they don't
Sahara, by
like
the way.
you, they don't like you. And you and man ain't got but one time to tell me that I ain't what you want and I'm gonna move the fuck around.
I
And
know that's right.
so if you really liked me, there would have been a conversation of how did he end up in jail? What was y'all relationship when what was the status when he went to jail? What is y'all status now? And again, we going to the prison to work this out because I ain't got time to be catching no cases.
Well, how you feel about the fact that she got upset and said that Sahara was in his bed the weekend?
Because you already know what was going down. Like you sitting up here judging me for something. Like again, we said this boy is 17 years old, so you sitting up here judging me about this, but you was laid up with somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So it's like how you sitting up here, the pot calling the kettle black. You got your secrets and skeletons. I got my secrets and skeletons. And I agree with everybody on the panel that said you're not finna say, "Hey, my name is Rose. My baby daddy is in prison." That's not something that you want to talk about. And this is that and the third. You know what I'm saying? Because we all got
Right.
situations that's going on.
100%. I like what Tina said in the chat. She says Rose explained to Hussein the reason why she didn't want to bring up the ex. It brought her to tears. She did give. Like I said, I felt like it was a bad spot for her. He should have
Mm-hmm.
explained that to the guys. I thought 17 years. Who knows? Like you said, 10 years old. Regardless of what, raising a child, being a single mom, the baby daddy's in jail, no help, sisters, whatever. That is hard. So maybe that's a tough topic for her. It's like Ebby say, it's very obvious. Me and him ain't messing around. He is locked up. What is the problem?
And
On
she
top of
even
that, we don't
said
even know if he's getting out. Like, what's he
Exactly.
right.
in for? Is he
Hey,
ever coming
Candy.
out? We have no idea.
And she
Exactly.
even said when he calls, he talks to his son. She has no
She
communication with
did
him.
say that. She did say that. She said, "My son grown. He got it. I ain't got nothing to do with it." She made it really before she said the jail thing. Dina, they remind me of that. She put that out there, like, look, we ain't together. My son has his own relationship with the daddy. I ain't got nothing to do with it. She made it plainly clear. Opposed to the other lady like Angie, who kept a lot of her stuff secret. She didn't even have the ex show up. I believe Rose, if her ex was in her life, would have
No,
brought
Angie
him.
did have her ex show up. Remember, she the one drove herself to the
Oh
hospital.
my bad. Who was it that bring their ex? Lord Jesus, I forgot about that. Who
Wait,
was?
Sahara.
no. Angie had her ex meet Hussein and not meet Cam because Cam wasn't good enough.
There you
Oh
go.
shit! I knew something happened. This is what I'm saying. Damn, not good enough. But do you see what I'm saying? It makes no sense. Y'all, to me, they make Angie could get away with anything, but they just threw Rose out. As soon as one little thing came out, they was like, "Wait, oh, finally somebody can get rid of her on." Boom, Rose is gone. I just didn't like that a little bit. It was it was a lot. I didn't
I just
understand it.
think, I mean, they might have edited out, but I really do
Mhm.
feel like there should have been, some more conversation because what if okay, like my situation, my ex, whatever, got something going on, right? But that happened when my child was like 29, 28, or whatever, right? So what if they had broke up when the child was 5 and then 5 years later he went to prison, something she didn't even know nothing about. He just in prison. Like that ain't got shit to do with me.
Let them
I
know.
don't. I don't know. I just think
But that's
that they
not
want to get
something
rid of
you
her.
want to go out and advertise neither, because there's a stigma on that. Clearly, I mean, not for me, and I
Right,
don't
like
care.
who? It. How is that an introductory? Hi, my name is Ebony. I'm 49. I like to walk on the beach, and I like slow sunsets, and my favorite wine is Moscato,
And
and I
why?
live in prison. Nice to meet you. Who does that?
Right. But I do feel like at this point in the show, when
Okay.
y'all having y'all late night talks, texts or whatever, because when you are talking with someone for a period of time, like you ask the question like, okay, you have X amount of kids, whatever, one, two, three, five, whatever. Where are their mothers? Where are their fathers? And you'd be like, oh yeah, if she live in Florida or he live in Michigan, or we got 50-50 custody, or I pay child support, blah blah blah, or this motherfucker's in prison. I ain't had no help since my child was 10. Like,
Mm.
I just kind of feel like if you was really doing the deep dive to get to know a person, this information would have came up before in front of the brother cousins.
I
That's true.
also think that
That's
the
true.
way Hussein specifically, because Cam was always her number two, he
Mm.
always knew she was barely liking him. I think both Hussein and Cam liked Rose because she was wifey material. But the way they threw her to the side so quickly leads me to believe that the connection wasn't deep or genuine, especially mostly with Hussein, because she was barely feeling Cam. Cam was too busy with all the other connections. And I think Cam was really running up behind Angie until she started letting her know that she was really the around the way girl. But I think that Rose was someone where it's like, okay, this is someone I can bring home to my mama and they'll be impressed. But the connection wasn't really there because she did one little thing and and she's looking like, wait a minute, I'm the nurturer. I'm the one who bringing outfits. I'm the one who's fixing food. And y'all throwing me away because my ex is in prison. Like, it doesn't
Mm.
really make sense
It
if they
don't.
really had a connection with her.
No.
And I feel like somewhere somebody's been faking the funk because I don't even need to, I ain't sending you a text like we need to talk, nothing. It's just like deuces. And I done spent a weekend with you. Like, I think that he must have been, because I barely saw Hussein connecting with Angie. So I'm like, how did Angie move up in everybody's rank all of a sudden? Is Angie sending something? Is she sending pictures? Like, what's she sending her text messages? What's in her juice that got everybody
Wow.
sprung all this week and everybody was about to
I'm
let,
strong.
she was at the bottom last week.
She
Now she
was.
queen and ready to love.
Look, the thing about that's what I told you. Angie was the star of this whole thing. Angie told the whole family, "Oh, I bust windows, I do all this stuff." I still like her. I'm like, bro, y'all for the jump when Angie walked in, the family immediately was like, "I like her." So, mm,
But you know what? Sometimes it's about a person's energy and they aura when they walk in the room. Like, we've all, done things that we're not necessarily proud of, and still at the end of the day, we can be like a good person, right?
mhm.
So if you walk in and you have the right energy, aura, and personality, but I don't know how long ago it was, but she did say it was like a long time ago
Probably
or
was.
whatever. So, she could have learned, but I'm not mad on her when they said, would you do it again? And she's like, it depends on the situation. Because, hey, if you want to play with me, I'm going to play with you. But I personally don't tear up people's property because I'm not trying to go to jail. You know what
Exactly.
I'm saying? But I will take things that I purchase and bleach them.
What? Oh my
Go
god.
on. Go
I
on.
mean, I get it, but I don't understand why you now also, why you now also, sorry, um, are trying to be a therapist. Like, I'm sorry, I am stuck with she's going into therapy. And you still talking about if the person don't act right, I'll bust the windows out. Like, girl,
You know, everybody therapists
Yeah,
these
she
days. You
need
know,
to she
Google,
need to revisit that
YouTube.
anger management class.
So who? So the elimination date was what? I know it was Rose. 'Cause Rose and Cam kind of went back and forth. Like how they argue,
Yeah,
really.
basically, when Rose was kind of like, "Look, you shacked up with Sahara, so I don't know why you looking at me sideways about Hussein because we both went to bed each night with whoever we was with." And then Cam was like, "Well, if you can't impress me, then you going home."
To me, it was cold blooded how he did it. He was like, "Well, you ain't ready to love," and he didn't even say it with like, like I'm struggling to say it, holding back. He was like, "You ain't
Or
ready to
this,
love."
and how
I was
they
like,
do this
"Damn."
pains me to say this. He was just like, yeah, you ain't ready to love. Get the hell out.
Pretty much. To me, I feel like the men were pissed off at Rose, all of them, San Francisco, for not saying this information. She got very
It's
emotional. I would have
almost
cried
like
at all.
when you get a ring and you be like, oh yeah, this bomb, this, that, and the third, and then y'all break up and then you go to pawn it and you realize it was fake.
Now it costs $10. I can't.
Right. I feel like they had put Rose on a pedestal, and this may be a man thing, but I
They
do
did.
feel like they put Rose on a pedestal, and then she got one little tiny scratch on her, and they ready to throw the whole woman away. That's what I
He was
feel
like,
Oh
like.
she's
my
a
god.
whore. And what?
Now
Well,
I
she
know
got a
Rose should
scratch
have been like,
or a
"Before I
dent.
leave this meal, you need to give me my shirt back, Cam." I know that.
Let me tell you something. She gave
You
him
need a
two shirts.
shirt bag, the Walmart drawers, the pants, the socks, everything. Strip down. Give me all my shit back.
Not stripped because look, she did give him two shirts and some other stuff. I would have asked for everything back. I need the whatever. I need all washed, dry, clean on a hanger and brought to my door, please. Thank you so much.
So I can
why
go
you
donate it to the Goodwill for somebody who gonna appreciate it.
Because I felt they did her so wrong. I'm sorry. Over this, that could have been a conversation. Instead, y'all always in y'all feelings, like the man will forget out tomorrow and come through. She made it plainly clear this man been gone for a minute. My child's almost grown. He has his own relationship. Like, get off the gas. Please stop. Y'all were doing too much.
For
So,
sure.
what we have coming up is the final, Abby's favorite part of the season,
Where it's over with no
and it's
prizes.
actually mine of this season, is the finale. It doesn't look
Amen.
like it's a whole bunch of rah rah, but it's the old same old. We walk with roses, and the person got to choose either myself or choose the person. I have a feeling that almost every female is gonna say, "I'm choosing myself." Abby, what you think?
If they got any damn sense, they will.
Amen.
And remember, there's no prize. Dina,
Ain't no prize, ain't no trip, nowhere. This is what I'm saying.
I'm just ready for it to be over.
Come
Erica,
on.
Erica,
Well, I think the nurse, Tia or whatever, she's
Tay.
gonna choose her broke love. Tay is gonna
Oh
choose
my
her
God,
sperm donor. She's gonna choose her sperm donor. I
Jesus Christ!
think Sahara is ride or die. So I think she's gonna choose Cam because I think she really genuinely likes
I
him.
do too.
I think uh I think Jay is gonna choose himself because you know I don't know.
Kiera,
And then I don't know. Hopefully, I can't imagine Angie and Hussein. That just doesn't even seem like the right thing. But yeah, I think that several people are going to choose themselves. I do think Sahara will probably choose Cam, and I don't know what's going to suddenly happen when Tay meets Cisco's mom. But like, if she's willing to support him and have his baby, then I think that I can't imagine. Yeah, I can't see her saying no so far. She hasn't shown any. She know he broke and ain't got no car and living with other people, and she's still like, I want to have his baby, and she makes enough money to support everybody. So, you know,
Oh wow. Tina said I was like, I hope that's not the shirt that she gave him when Cam sent her home. That's cold blooded. Oh, reunion me, please. Now, if they have reunion, I'm gonna tell you right now, Sahara gonna tear that stage up. I'm just telling you. Because
What
it's
you
probably
want
go.
that stage up for?
No, I'm talking about stuff happening behind the scenes that we don't know about between the reunion and the final episode, phone calls, text messages, da da da. Because it was too many connections with one man. How many guys had three women? There's gotta be some message. It's too edited down to me. You got three women for one man, and ain't no drama. I don't think so. So if there's a reunion, it's gonna be some mess. Abby, what you got
the
going on your
reunion
channel?
will probably be the best episode. I'm sure,
It probably
actually.
will be. They're gonna probably say if they have ones. I hadn't seen no nothing about it. Abby, what you got going on your channel, Mama?
Um, we did a get ready with me earlier today. There'll be more get ready with me's coming up this week. There's a new show that I'm about to start reviewing, um, for the web reality space. And that's it. That's all I got. For God's sakes, please don't do another season of this show. Amen.
Unfortunately, they're canceled for Chicago. Diddy, what you got going on? Are you? I know you still trying to figure your stuff out.
Yeah, I ain't got nothing going
Okay.
on. I'm just here.
Okay, Eric, what you got going on? I know you do your.
I'm finally, I know I say this every week, but stick with me. We're getting caught up on Love After Lockup, and I think a 90 Day Fiance the other way is coming back. So I'll
Mhm.
probably do those two and get back into the groove.
Well, for me, it's, y'all know I'm still in CBS Big Brother. I got 3 more weeks. And I get into that. I'm really into it. I got 3 more weeks, and I'm done with this show. Thank God. I'm still doing press for CBS when they don't get mad at me. So we'll see if the interview comes out Monday, whatever, whatever. I also am covering Bravo King's Court. I have already posted some interviews from the exit interviews already. I'm waiting for them to send me my exit interviews for the past week, and the finale coming up. And I'm working on other things for the future, for the fall, Halloween, my favorite month. Back to Dairy on HBO. Just working on some things behind the scenes, and we'll see what happens. Blah blah blah. And I will be covering some new shows that own coming up. That I want to get into. That seems like there's gonna be some good shows. But other than that, I ain't got nothing else. Y'all find my podcast on Spotify and Apple because all my shows, episodes I do are always on Spotify and Apple, usually by the next day or so. So please go do a favor and follow that. I ain't got nothing else. Y'all got anything that y'all want to add to it? We done? That's it.
It's a
That's it.
wrap.
All right, Abby, take us out with the prayer, girl, so we can kick this joint.
Look, damn. Thank you, Erica, for taking away what I was about to say. But I like how you said that. I was about to say this.
Oh, yeah, Heavenly Father. And we ready for this to be over. Speed up the time, God. Just put a little extra oomph on it so we can get through this reunion and get away from this show for at least a couple of months because they like to vex our spirit, Jesus. And if you could see fit to touch somebody on production for them to get a prize at the end of this show, because clearly, if they don't ever see they need a prize, this season should tell them they need a prize at the end. Yes, God.
Yes.
My God. And if you do these things, we'll be so careful to give your name all the glory and the honor that you are due. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. All right, y'all. That was a short prayer, but that's the perfect timing for me.
We tired.
That's now we tired.
And I'm only going to bother God so much about this foolishness. All right. Amen.
Well, y'all know what this is. One thing I want you guys to know, and that nothing that will never change about this, I am the queen of reality TV. Don't get it twisted and don't doubt it. It is what it is.